grounded during the lockdown. Some of them remained in the streets not to work because they could not, but to beg in order to survive. Now, this month, the government says it is considering bringing back the traditional jeepneys along with modern jeepneys beginning today and buses. But what will life be for what used to be called the king of the road? We discuss in this episode of the Chiefs. Welcome to the special edition of the Chiefs, and with us tonight are Lucy Cruz Valdez, the head of News 5, and Robbie Alampay of One News. And joining us a little bit later will be Ana Marie Pamintuan, talagang binuo eh. Ana Marie Pamintuan of the Philippine Star. Welcome back. Happy weekend.
Hello.
Hello.
Ada.
But no, right? Ang daming bumulaga sa balita eh. So, yung mga stranded, ang dami pa rin, no? At alam kung paano pauuwiin. Tapos, yung mga jeep, no? While nagbalik ka na, ang dami pa rin stranded.
May mga bagong pinayagan. But I should call them jeeps. Kasi
Commonwealth, marami pa rin daw stranded. Parang kulang pa. Although I know they will be opening new routes this week on Wednesday and on Friday. But, well, it remains to be seen. Ang layo pa ng
pero ang dami rin nilang mga conditions. Hindi basta-basta ang pagkasinabing babalik ang jeeps or for that matter, UV Express. Ganun na lang yun. Hindi. Ang daming mga requirements. Hindi, and we're not talking about health requirements. There's a certain category as well of jeepneys. Even when they say that kailangan yung modern jeepneys, we're not talking about the jeepneys. They're saying we have to talk about the entire ecosystem. You have to belong to that category, for example, of operators and drivers na swelduhan, kasama ng isang fleet. In other words, karamihan ng mga jeepneys, yung fleet single owners. Diba? So yung pinakamaliliit are actually the ones who are going to have a hard time getting back on the street.
Talaga. And even if they do get back, ang question is, mababawi ba nila ang puhunan? Kasi napaka-limited ng capacity, di ba? Na pwede nilang...
As in kalahati.
Oo. So imagine kung dati...
So yung return of investment mo, ang bagal yan.
20% na nga pwede sa jeepney eh. Imagine that, 20%. Paano ka mabubuhay ng kung, lalo na kung magmo-modernize ka. Eh, hindi mo mababawi yung puhunan mo ron. So, it's really very, very challenging. And I don't see how this can be resolved unless talagang bibigyan mo ng panibagong deadline yung mga traditional jeepneys, no? In other words, let them ply the streets first, the routes, and then maybe we can formulate new regulations. But I guess that's...
Pero they're at the bottom of the totem pole right now of priorities. Eh. I mean, kailangan munang subukan lahat bago sila subukan sa dulo. Hey, let's bring in tonight our guest na para we can talk about this in greater depth. Joining us tonight is Alberto Suansing, Senior Transport Consultant at the DOTr. Asik Suansing, are you there?
Hi, Asik.
Parang hindi ko nakikita.
I think he's coming from a meeting with to assess phase 2 of the normal. So
yeah. Kasi beginning today, at least technically, they opened the 15 routes for the modern jeepneys. Beginning today. And again, we have to emphasize the modern jeepneys.
And then another 9 on Wednesday.
By Wednesday, yeah.
Another 10 by Friday. So,
and we're looking at what? 300 units. 300 units.
In the meantime, moving to another mode of transportation, pinapayagan rin daw ang back riding ngayon. They're starting to pull back. But to emphasize, yung back riding is right now, if I understand it correctly, this refers muna doon sa mga private owners. So this still does not apply. Kumbaga, kung kaangkas ka sa asawa mo, diba? Or yung kasama mo na naman sa bahay, and so on, okay lang yan. But it still does not apply to motorcycle taxis, yung mga angkas, and so on. They're still experimenting. They're still demonstrating this proof of concept na parang may backpack na shield yung driver. But they make a good point, ha? Sabi nila, may shield ka. Tapos bukod doon, i-require pa yung passenger, syempre, dapat naka-helmet din. Sabi nga naman, naka-face mask ka na, naka-helmet ka pa, siguro naman protektado ka na from the driver. At least as far as that is concerned.
But let's bring your own helmet. Let's bring your own helmet.
Bring your own helmet. Yun nga lang, ha?
Diba? Even before COVID, marami na akong kilala na napaplaning sila dun sa sharing ng helmet sa pawis lang, you know, you're wearing a helmet that may have been used by who knows how many other passengers.
Nakabilad sa araw.
But
Pinagpawisan at nagmantika sa araw.
I can imagine that's a reasonable expense for a lot of people. A lot of people, especially those desperate to get to work, to get some economic activity going, you know, for a helmet. Ang downside lang nila kailangan bantayan dyan, it might incentivize people buying cheap, uncertified helmets. That's going to be a safety issue for a lot of people.
But then again, a lot of people don't wear certified helmets right now. I mean, you can see people zooming around wearing skateboard helmets.
Oh, wow.
And not only that, even motorcycle helmets, Luchi. I mean, it's not just yung mga nagmumotorsiklo wearing helmets ng pang skateboard. There are also people who will buy, I mean, kasi from the outside, it just looks like any other helmet, but it's the inside, di ba? It's the quality and the technology within the helmet itself. So, anyway, yan yung mga kailangan na trade-offs na pinag-iisipan ng mga tao ngayon. Because if ngayon, I keep saying, bumabalik na ako sa studio, I see the traffic na talaga. It's really starting to look like any typical, it's starting to look like any typical traffic. I come from Quezon City, I come from Tandansora, Commonwealth, paglabas ko, counterflow ako supposedly. Umalis ako alas 6 ng hapon. So supposedly counterflow ako. Ang traffic na sa Commonwealth, ang traffic sa EDSA, and yung pauwi, maluwag yun. Yung pauwi, ako, coming at least from here, from the newscast around 9:30 p.m., maluwag yun. But
hindi nakatulong yung center lanes na pang-public transport. Hindi.
No, I'm talking about, of course, my experience as a private vehicle owner. Yung center lane, preserved talaga yan for the buses. So kita mo talaga, lalampasan kayo ng bus. We're very happy for the commuters. We really hope that works. Ang problema is, are there enough buses? Di ba? Gaano kadalas umaandar yung bus? Kasi mabibilang mo kung ilang bus yung overtake sa'yo eh. Kaunti rin. And then, if you look to your left at the MRT lines, talagang may social distancing within the MRT. But as you pass by every station, makikita mo kung gaano kahaba naman yung pila to just get on that train.
Yung public transport, tsaka yung sa private side. Tapos, kalaban mo pa, Robbie, I'm sure, yung mga motorsiklo, yung mga delivery motorsiklos, no? Marami ba yun?
Saka yung mga bisikleta.
Dumadami na, makikita mo yung mga hindi ko lang napapansin yung sinasabing bike lanes. Hindi ko pa napapansin yung mga bike lanes. As far as, kung ako tatanungin mo, hindi ko nakita. There's certainly dumadami yung nagbibisikleta. Pero yung sinasabi na gagawa na ng bike lanes, parang hindi ko napapansin. I don't know, baka hindi ko lang napapansin. But
hindi lang bisikleta, pati yung mga scooters na pati yung mga scooters na dalawang gulong lang. Yung the small scooters na parang skateboard na may, nakikita mo sa EDSA. Technically, they're not. They're not allowed in EDSA. But let's bring in, Ana Marie Pamintuan at Philippine Star.
Good evening.
Andiyan na si Ami.
Hi. There's
Ana Marie.
Yung sabi nga, marami na daw ang modernized jeepney, kaya lang, kulang daw ang driver, sabi ni MMDA spokesperson Celine
Ang
Piolago.
driver ang kulang? Di ba ang dami natin drivers na pwede?
Ikaw driver yon?
For modernized jeepney. Kasi daw yung mga kumpanya na nag-operate ng modernized jeepney, nagsiuwi daw ng quarantine yung mga driver at ngayon hindi makabalik sa Metro Manila. Tapos yung mga driver naman ng traditional jeepney, I think, syempre nagre-resist naman sila na maging driver ng modernized jeepney kasi pinaglalaban nga nila na ituloy yung traditional jeepney. Anyway, nakakuha sila ng kakampi in Teddy Boy Locsin of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Sabi niya, i-retain daw yung traditional jeepney kasi daw yung bagong jeepney, they look like inflated condoms.
Okay. I never thought of it that way.
Secretary Locsin to come up with those analogies. Okay.
Anyway, our guest is here now. Let's bring him in already. Joining us tonight is Alberto Suansing, Senior Transport Consultant at the Department of Transportation. Asik Suansing, good evening and thank you for joining us in the Chiefs. Hi, sir. Good evening po.
Good evening.
Good evening,
po
sir.
sa inyo lahat.
Yeah.
And
Yes, sir.
maraming salamat sa pag-imbita niyo sa akin dyan sa inyong usapan.
Yes, sir. Sir, teka, konting pagkaklaro lang. Let's lay first the base, yung baseline natin kasi nagkakalito ng ibang tao. Yung kanina yung ibang tao, kala nila pwede na yung mga lumang jeep pero wala pa tayo doon. We're only talking about modern jeeps. So let's get first everything down pat. So beginning today, you're allowing 15 routes for the modern jeep plus another 9 routes come Wednesday. You're looking at 300 modern jeeps. Yun pa lamang po, wala pa ho yung iba. Wala pa yung mga old jeeps. Tapos paano naman po yung mga bus?
Okay. Beginning today, we have fielded 308 modern jeepneys on 10 routes. And on 15 routes pala. And yung bus supposed to be dapat full deployment na sila sa 31 routes. Except EDSA pala, 30 routes.
Except EDSA, sir. So sa EDSA, hindi pa full blow, full yung EDSA. Kasi I remember, you're looking at 600 to 700 buses for EDSA.
Yes, nakahanda na yung bus, but then, kasi hindi pa nakahanda yung, like for example, yung mga platforms para doon sa
yung bus stops.
So, yes.
So, hindi pa EDSA. So, ano po?
Ang pinatatakbo lang natin ngayon dyan is yung 60 units na nag-augment sa MRT3.
Okay. Yeah.
So, 300 jeeps in 15 routes beginning today. Tapos yung buses po, hindi lang EDSA, pero yung ibang routes ng buses sa Metro Manila meron na? Ganoon ba?
Meron na. Tinatakbuhan na ngayon yan. Tinatakbuhan na ngayon yan. Yung mga iba't ibang ruta, 30 routes yan. So, meron ng mga buses yan tumatakbo. Although, may mga ruta na hindi pa kumpleto yung mga bus, dahil kasi may problema sila doon sa mga drivers nila dahil naipit ng lockdown. So, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa makapag-report sa kanilang mga opisina.
So, paano po gagawin doon? Dahil nakita ko yung ngayong afternoon rush hour, parang ang dami na namang, although nagdi-distancing yung mga sumasakay na pasahero, kulang na kulang pa rin kapareho sa Quiapo. Nagtakbuhan sila kasi ang tagal-tagal daw nila naghihintay doon ng bus nung may dumating, takbuhan na sila, nagsiksika na naman. In the coming days, madadagdagan ba? Halimbawa, within the week, madadagdagan ba yung mga buses pang yon? Kasi parang kulang na kulang pa rin eh.
Yes, madadagdagan yan, and kanina nga, kagagaling ko lang sa aming daily assessment, and pinag-uusapan namin yung mga ganyang klaseng problema, kung paano gagawin natin, like for example, what are the interim solutions na pwede natin gawin para naman hindi mahirapan yung ating mga commuters.
Sir, isa rin po sa nabanggit ni Ami, na-curious lang din ako doon. Paano yung crowd control? Especially doon sa may mga bus stop. Kasi I can imagine exactly the way Ami described it. People are disciplined, alam nila, they manage their expectations, pila tayo dito. But then as you get more frustrated at nag-aantay ka, pagka kaunti lang ang dadaan, biglang magtutulakan, biglang magra-rush. Kamusta po ang crowd control natin at the point of embarkation and disembarkation?
Well, medyo nahihirapan yung ating enforcement pagdating dyan sa bagay na yan. Dahil kumisa na outnumbered sila ng mga commuters.
Mm.
But nevertheless, they're there to set order doon sa mga bus stops na yan.
Mm.
Okay, sir. So, dalawa po yung hinaharap nating challenge, no? On the passenger side, napakaraming pa rin stranded. Pero doon naman po sa operator and driver side, marami na ang nalulugi. So, ang gusto po nilang malaman nga ay kung kailan sila papayagan, kung may pag-asa ba na payagan, yung mga hindi pinapayagan ngayon. Lalo na yung mga duty drivers.
Okay,
Yeah.
ang natitira na lang mga sasakyan na hindi pa pinapayagan na lumabas is yung mga traditional jeepneys at saka yung mga yung UV Express, ano.
Yes.
Pero yung LTFRB is working overtime to finalize itong guidelines, ano, para doon sa kanilang operation. And
So, papayagan po na.
ang tansya namin, within the end, even before the end of the month, before the month ends, makakatakbo na rin yung mga yan. Ano? But then, of course, I have to qualify that statement na makakatakbo, no? Because hindi lahat makakatakbo. Bilang lang ang tatakbo.
Sino po yung makakatakbo?
Yung unang-una, yung compliance sa yung tinatawag natin na omnibus franchising guidelines, ano. That has something to do with the PUBM modernization. Ang sinasabi natin operator since 2017 na panahon na para baguhin natin ang transportation landscape, ano.
Yes.
At kaya naglunsad ang departamento ng programa which is called the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. No. Ang layunin ng Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program is talaga to set things in order, no? Dahil kasi nakikita naman natin yung public transportation dito sa Pilipinas, bukod sa hindi mo maasahan, yung predictability wala, nandun din yung magulo, no? Like for example, yung gulo na yan causes traffic, then of course it affects yung ating environment, no? So that's what we are trying to address, one part. The other part is yung tungkol naman sa mga drivers, no? Sinasabi namin ito sa mga drivers na hindi kayo madidihado dito sa programa na to. Because right now, ang kalakaran, no? As like for example, yung mga jeepney drivers, ang kalakaran dyan is paghapon na binubuno ng driver yung kalsada and nakikipagkarera siya, nakikipag-unahan sa mga pasahero dahil kasi ang kita niya is base dun sa number of passengers that he carried, ano? Tapos at the end of the day, ang nangyayari dun sa kita niya, yung malaking bahagi noon ibibigay niya dun sa operator o may-ari ng jeepney as boundary, no? Then ang susunod na yung ibang parte ng kita niya is yung pambayad din sa krudo dahil hindi naman yung operator ng jeepney ang babayad din sa krudo. So ang natitira sa kanya ay kakarampot, no? And ang pinakamasama niyan is walang benepisyo. So kung halimbawa pagdating ng panahon na hindi na siya makakapagmaneho dahil may katandaan na, ang tawag ko dyan sa sitwasyon na yan is Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
Ano yun?
Ano yung si Mona Lisa?
Mona Lisa.
Ano
Mona
si Mona
Lisa.
Lisa?
And they die there. Yun, no? Yung kantang Mona Lisa.
Ano ba?
Teka, paparin ka, teka.
Hindi ko na.
Ano yun?
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
Hindi.
Sa kanta niya.
And they die there. No? Ganon ang nangyayari sa mga driver.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Swansing, tuloy pa din yung target date nyo. Kasi yung sa PUP modernization, by June 30, phased out na sa major routes yung traditional jeepney. So tuloy pa din yun, on track yung plano nyo yun.
Ganito yan.
Alam mo, mapupunta siya sa minor routes?
By June 30, dapat yung mga operators ng mga jeepneys na yan, nag-consolidate na sila ng kanilang mga prangkisa. Not necessarily kailangan nilang bumili ng bagong sasakyan, kundi kasi yung program starts with consolidation of franchise. What do I mean by that? Kung halimbawa sa isang ruta, 10 silang operator na nag-ooperate dyan ng X number of jeepneys, dapat consolidate sila, mag-form ng isang organization, it's either a corporation or a cooperative, na magpapatakbo ng sistema, yung mga sasakyan na yan. Then
So one route, one
Pero
route.
isa lang yun per route? Isa lang per rota?
Yes, isa lang. Isa lang. Kasi ang papatakbuhin nila sistema Ngayon,
Okay.
ang susunod na phase doon is yung tinatawag na route rationalization. Titingnan yung ruta nila na tinatakbuhan nila. Yan ba ay maigsi, yan ba ay mahaba, yan ba ay angkop doon sa lugar, Then di-determine din doon kung ilan ba talaga ang optimum number of vehicles that should be used, Bakit namin gagawin 'yon? Kasi itong, like for example, again, take the case of jeepneys. Dito sa NCR, you wouldn't believe it, pero ang nabigyan ng prangkisa dito sa NCR ng mga jeepneys, is around 55,000. Kaya nakikita nyo gulo ng kalsada natin, pakuran and everything. Paparada sa gitna para magsakay at magbaba ng pasahero. So we want to correct that,
Sir, linawin ko na po. So in effect, isang prangkisa, bawat rota, you are encouraging them, or in fact, you're going to require them to organize themselves into, I don't know, a cooperative or that one franchise. Paano po pagdating ng deadline, and I can imagine this happening in a lot of routes, in a lot of areas, at hindi nagkaisa, let's say, 2 o 3 yung lumabas na 3 malaking nagva-vie for that one franchise. How do you choose?
Ay mauwi tayo sa mauwi tayo niya sa bidding, kung sino ang mananalo. As much as possible, ayaw natin dumating doon sa pagkakataon na yun. Kaya sinasabi namin sa mga operator, mag-usap kayo. The same thing that happened to the buses. Para maiwasan natin yung tendering, mag-usap sila. Dahil ang sabi namin sa kanila, pag hindi kayo nag-usap, hindi kayo magkasundo, we will just tender this.
May maximum number po ba ng members sa bawat franchise? May maximum number
ang maximum number of units will be determined by the route rationalization. Yun nga, sinasabi ko na ilan ba dapat ang jeep na tatakbo doon sa isang ruta, Kasi ang tingin namin, sobrang dami, Sobrang dami.
But tanong ko lang, kung magbibidding, what is the metric for the bidding? What exactly are you bidding for?
Services. The service doon sa sa route na yon.
So this becomes, are we talking about are we talking about a shift to service contracting? That's what we're saying? Service contracting na yung business model? Okay, so who pays for every service contract?
Well, it depends, kasi ang pinag-aaralan nga namin whether it's the government that will pay them, based on the number of kilometers run, or the practice na mangungulekta sila ng pasahe, and make profit out of it,
But what will be the basis for selection? For example, anong bidding, may floor ceiling ba yan? May, diba, the usual? At saka may kita ba ang gobyerno dyan dapat? Ganun ba yun?
How was that again, ma'am? How was that again?
Paano po ang basehan ng selection ng bid?
Is it the lowest bidder?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be asked to submit a bid, Then yung selection committee will go over it and titingnan kung sino may pinakamaayos na bid. No?
Ano nga po
Pero
yung
ayaw natin dumating doon eh. Ayaw nga namin dumating doon eh. At least we want to give itong mga operators ito a break, ano, na sila mag-operate.
Mr.
Pero sir,
Suansing,
linawin ko lang po.
You're looking at all of these changes within a matter of 1 week, 8 days to be exact, kasi it's already the 22nd day. You're looking at June 30 in order to change the rationalization, the consolidation of franchises, and fixing up the boundary system. We're looking at a week and people are still in lockdown, and I don't think realistically they won't be able to make it in 8 days. So you're not looking at any extension or any flexibility there?
Hindi pa namin pinag-uusapan yung extension eh. Actually, ang tinitingnan lang namin yung acquisition ng bagong unit, ano? Which we can delay. Pero yung tinatawag natin na consolidation of franchise, saka route rationalization, dapat nangyayari na yon. 3 years ago pa, no? Inumpisahan na namin yan sabihin sa kanila. However, only few so far embrace the program. No?
Mr. Suansing, yung San Juan government, they launched a program like that eh. Nag-set up, they put together a cooperative, tapos yun nga, nag-launch sila niyang modernized jeepney service. Yun ba, pwede bang model yun? Yun ang model ba ninyo?
Yes.
Yung gano'n.
Maraming mga model tayo, marami tayong pwede maging model, ano. Saka yung ang makikita kaagad doon is the way na nag-transition yung buhay ng mga drivers. Kasi for one, ang drivers diyan is sahuran, ano, and talagang identify sila na sila ay empleyado ng operator. Dati kasi the operators do not consider their drivers as their employees kasi at sinasabi nila, kontrata yan, bibigyan ako ng boundary, so walang employee relationship. Pero ngayon, sinasabi namin, yung mga drivers na yan ay empleyado nyo. So, pag since empleyado nyo yan, they're entitled to all the benefits. Like for example, tamang sahod, based on labor standards, then yung SSS na pabayaran, yung Medicare, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, no? Para na sa ganon, yun nga, pag dumating yung mga ganitong pagkakataon, na may COVID, it's like itong mga drivers ng cooperativized na jeepneys, ano, they were able to get assistance from SSS, no? Kasi SSS member sila. Itong iba na lalo na yung mga drivers ng traditional jeepneys, wala nga sila, no?
Sir, linawin ko lang po. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing. Kasi you talked about bidding out routes and these organized groups bidding for that. And then we asked you, are we therefore saying shifting the business model to service contracting? And gines po namin recently si Robbie C., who's an expert in urban planning and mobility. And the way we appreciated what service contracting means is talagang ibang-iba yung modelo, no, na as you said, hindi kailangan punuan, they are bidding for a contract with government pays the operators and the jeepney drivers to run their routes, kaya puno o hindi. Tama po ba? I mean, we're talking about that same model. But that model also means na, kaya po ako nalilito, because we also talked about collecting from the service contracting model, we understand, is effectively subsidizing the jeepney fare. Walang babayaran yung pasahero. Kumbaga, hindi na yung pasahero yung kliyente mo. Ang kliyente mo, gobyerno. Are we talking about shifting to that business model?
Magbabayad pa rin.
Nagbabayad pa rin. So ano po yung binibid nila? I mean, what are you bidding for when you tell government, ito lang ang sisingilin ko sa inyo?
Hindi, ganito yan, ano? Like for example, yung bayad ng pasahero. Magbabayad pa rin yung pasahero, pero hindi na mapupunta doon sa owner sa operator yung bayad doon, ano? Pupunta na yan sa gobyerno. That's why
gobyerno na yung operator, bale. Gobyerno na yung operator.
Hindi, ang private pa rin yung operator, yung papatakbo ng mga sasakyan, ano? Ang nakikipagkontrata sa kanila, yung gobyerno na i-allow sila na magpatakbo ng sasakyan. What happens? No? Kasama doon sa programa na yun, yung tinatawag nating automatic fare collection system. So, yung pasahero, imbis na magbabayad siya sa driver, meron siyang hawak na card, itatap in lang niya yon. So, it records yung card, of course, parang bibigyan mo, lalagyan mo ng code, ano? Then, itatap in niya yon. Then, automatic yun na mag-deduct doon sa kanyang load, ano? Then, saan tayo? Pupunta na yun sa gobyerno. No? Hindi na doon sa may-ari ng sasakyan. Yung gobyerno naman in turn, babayaran sila doon sa serbisyo na ginawa nila based on the number of kilometers run. No? Parang ganun.
Okay.
Pero sir, a-adjust nyo ba ang mga financial requirements given that we expect that the cost of doing business will be much higher now with COVID and with all the protocols? Kasi syempre sir, mababawasan yung capacity. So i-adjust nyo ba somehow?
Yung fare. Yung
Yes.
fare adjustment, ano? Madalas pag-usapan yan, ano? Na because in the light of what's going on, ang capacity ng jeep is only 50% lang because of social distancing. So, ang revenue nila sigurado bababa, ano? So, sabi nila, baka talo pa. So, ang iniisip naman ng gobyerno, which we have submitted the proposal to Congress, kasama doon sa stimulus package, is a subsidy. Yung fuel, no? Fuel subsidy muna. No? Marami pang pinag-uusapan ko ano pang klaseng subsidiya ang pwedeng ibigay doon sa mga operator, ano? Ng modernized na hindi lang jeepneys, kundi ng modernized na public utility vehicle. No?
Okay. Now, sir, bottom line lang, in terms of seats, in terms of capacity, not in terms of number of jeepneys or your units, but in terms of seats and capacity to transport, let's say in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, what percentage of what used to be the normal capacity are we expecting to be out there servicing our people?
Okay. Kasi ang average, let's say, yung modernized jeepney na type 3, no, di sa front face na mga sasakyan, hindi na nga jeepney ang tawag doon, minibus na nga yan. Can load up, under normal times, can load up to 35, no, passengers. So, with the COVID, kalahati lang na masasakay nila. So, around 15. Malaking diferensya yun.
Okay. And then ilang units nun ang magpa-apply, let's say in phase 1 and so on. Like how many units will, I mean, do we have an idea of how many units will actually meet that definition of a modern jeepney right now?
Okay, right now, we have assigned 308 units to service 15 routes in Metro Manila. 308, no? That's the phase 1.
300 units to service 50 routes.
308 units for these 15 routes na nasa-servisyo nila, no? Bakit naman
300?
Because ang tingin namin ganun lang dapat karami, no? Ang jeep na dapat tumatakbo, optimum number, no, ang pinag-uusapan niya. Hindi kagaya ngayon na nag-aagawan sila sa pasahero, kaya mapapansin mo yung mga jeep na tumatakbo, hindi puno. So sayang lang yung krudo.
Yes, but
Wait, sir, you mean yun yung 300? That's it? We're not looking at increasing it anymore?
No,
that's optimal, you said.
That depends on the demand. Pero as it is right now, based on the study that yung hawak namin, ganun karami ang dapat na kailangan sa sakyan.
But sir, linawin ko na po, 15 routes, 15.
15 routes, yes.
300 units can service that. So you're saying 20 units per route?
Yes.
At a capacity of only 15 seats per unit?
Per unit, yeah. Hindi ganun karami, ano? Hindi ganun karami because still, ang ginagawa ng DOTr is calibrated, no? Gradual yung kanyang pagpaparesume ng public transport. Ano pa rin,
Yep.
no? Kasi ang sinasabi ng department is that while mandate namin is transportation, but we have a responsibility also, no, na maproteksyonan yung publiko.
Yes, and that's understandable, sir. We're just trying to understand what you mean by ito yung calculation yun optimal because at 15 seats for every 15 units per route, that's only 225 people. Now, granted, you're running the routes paikot-ikot, but 225, even assuming one way along one route, is, I think, everybody will agree. Parang, what do you mean by optimal?
Okay. As I've said earlier, ang problema kasi sa mga jeepney, sobrang dami nila sa isang ruta. Kaya ang nangyayari, hindi puno yung kanilang mga jeep, takbo ng takbo, no? Nag-uunahan pa nga sa mga pasahero. So, ayaw namin ng ganun ng kalakaran. Ang gusto natin, mapatakbo ng maayos yan. That's why we require that dapat meron silang fleet management. Ano? What do I mean? By fleet management, dapat meron silang dispatching mechanism na yung headway na o-observe. No? Ngayon, kung kulang yung sasakyan, then that's the time na mag-adjust tayo ng dami.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think everybody agrees on the need to rationalize the number of vehicles on the road kasi siksikan nga naman yun Pero if you do the numbers kasi quickly, 308 units, that in your opinion is already the optimal number, times 15 seats, you're looking at any given time 4,600 seats available to a population of 16 million during the daytime. Is that a workable number at all?
No, hindi. Kaya nakikita ko na kulang yan. But initially, ganun ang ginawa natin. Ano? As I've said, it's a calibrated, gradual approach. Ano?
In addition to the bus,
hindi lang yun. Of course,
in addition to the bus capacity, taxi, lahat-lahat na.
Yes.
Sige. Okay.
Then, of course, on this new second batch yan, which is on June 24, we'll be adding 10 more routes, nine more routes consisting of 165 modern PUJs. Initially,
okay.
Puro ganun yun.
Okay, ASEC Alberto Suansing. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
We will adjust the number as the day progresses, depending on the actual demand.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, ASEC Alberto Suansing, sir, maraming salamat po for joining us tonight.
Thank you po.
Maraming
Salamat po.
Bigay ng pagkakataon sa atin.
We will just go into a break, so please stay with us. We will be right back.
Welcome back to the Chiefs here on One News. And now joining us are Valbuena, who is the National President of Manibela, an organization of jeepney drivers, and Attorney Vigor Mendoza of Dakilusan sa pagbabago ng industriya ng transportasyon or kapit. Magandang gabi. Good evening po. Good evening.
Good evening po.
Good evening po.
Good evening po sa inyo.
Nakikinig po kayo kanina sa interview
Opo.
natin kay
Opo.
Mr. Suansing at sinasabi niya na on track daw yung balak nila na yung gradual
Katapusan ng buwan.
katapusan ng buwan, that's 1 week away, ng traditional jeepneys. Kailangan daw mag-organize kayo at ayusin yung and to gradually shift to the modernized or standardized jeepneys. Ano po ang sitwasyon natin ngayon sa mga operators and drivers of
Kami
the
po,
traditional jeepneys?
kami po, we were one of the first to modernize. Kami po ang unang-unang nag-shift from boundary to fixed income. We operate 180 brand new. Ito yung mga air condition, no? mga modern jeepneys nationwide. Meron sa Cebu, Cavite, ganun po. No? Handa ko kami rito eh. We have already done our math as far as the physical distancing is concerned, kung paano po kita dyan. No? Ang hindi lang po namin na paghandaan, yung ibang rota po namin, pinasukan po ng bus. For instance, no, last year, we were given a franchise to run the Dasmariñas to PITX route, no? And we invested around 60 million pesos to run 20 brand new air-conditioned jeeps there, no? At tumatakbo kami dyan. Tapos biglaan na lang pinasukan ng more than 200 buses without consulting us. So ang sabi ko namin sa kanila, hindi kami makakatakbo, no? Even if we want to, we are very prepared to do that. We invested in the garage and everything. Pero kung tatakbo kami, bakit yung pinasukan ng 200, lampas 200 bus na hindi ko kami nasabihan, hindi na ko kami kikita dyan. The math has changed. No? So, ang amin lang, that has happened po in numerous routes that are being run by modern jeepneys. No? Ako lang we are planning to return some of our modern jeepneys already. No? Kung talagang hindi kikita, isasauli na lang namin sa bangko. Tapos 2 garahe namin, isasarado namin. Dahil pinutol-putol po nila yung rota eh. They gave us a route, we invested in that route, we developed the market, we are ready to operate under a physical distancing model. Brief na namin yung mga drivers namin, kumuha na kami ng alcohol, kompleto na kami. Alam namin paano kita na hindi kailangan magdagdag ng pamasahe. And then just 2 days ago, without any advice, they cut the route, no? So sabi namin, pag kinat yung route o linipat kami ng rota, it's not that simple. Unang-una, gaya sa amin, yung garahe namin is 9 kilometers away. So how will we come up with a very efficient dispatching model? Crudo pala, sayang na. Pangalawa, yung mga drivers namin, hindi sanay doon sa mga bagong rotang binibigay sa amin. So we will have to make our drivers familiar with that new routes na binibigay sa amin. So when you tell us we will start tomorrow or the next day, sabi ko namin, we can't. We can't start because you gave us new routes which we were not consulted in just 2 days ago. At saka itong mga bagong rotang to, whereas before we would run 19 kilometers, biglang idiksian nila na 11 kilometers. Wala na rin problema sana kung iiksian nila, but they have to let us know because we plan ahead of time. Yung mga driver namin, briefing namin saan hihinto, hindi na pwede huminto kung saan-saan lang. Kasi one of the critical efficiencies which we should develop is the number of round trips. Yung mawawala nyo sa pasahero, kailangan bawiin sa round trips, no? Especially now, there's not that many passengers, hindi na gaya ng dati. Marami pang work at home, no? So we can anticipate that there will be not that many passengers. And traffic will not get as heavy as before.
Sir, let me just ask. When you say that you develop the market and you develop that route, I mean, take us back to basically making the case for opening that route. I mean, because that I imagine took a lot of public consultation and studies and so on. And therefore, were you when you got the franchise for that particular route, that as you said, you developed that route,
Opo.
was that part of the agreement? Was that part of the contract?
Opo, yung wala ko talagang bidding it's called the selection process. No?
Yun na nga.
LTFRB last year came out with routes which they opened up for possible operators or groups who would like to operate that route. No? So magsasubmit po kayo ng pertinent documents. May selection process po yan. May criteria po yan. For example, the group na meron ng handang units will be given preference on the principle that the public never waits. No? The group with a ready garage will be given also preference. No? So papakita nyo ito, meron silang mga requirement from financial capacity of around 5 billion pesos, paid up capital. Cash in bank po yan. Hindi lang po pwedeng papakita nyo yung articles of incorporation nyo. You have to show your bank certificate showing that you have 50,000 pesos per vehicle. So in our case, we're applying for 20 units at that time. So times 50, we had to have something like, magkano yun? So something like 1 million pesos in the bank. And then on top of that, we have to show that we have already ordered the vehicle, we're ready to run. So sino po yung pinakahanda pagpatakbo, yun ho binibigyan ng preference ng LTFRB. Now, if there are two groups that are ready to run at equal levels, no, then they call a meeting between the two groups to see if it can be harmonized. Otherwise, hinahati ho nila yan. Kung 20 yan, kung papayag sila, 10-10, no? In fact, there were some routes that we applied for, na dalawa ho kami pumasa, no? We ended up giving the route to the other party because if we have the route, it will no longer be viable for both of us. Ano nangyari? Dito sa Cavite, nagpasok po kami dyan ng mga 20 units, no, worth around 2.7 million per unit. Ito po yung mga coaster van models. We call them Jeeps. No? We invested 5 million for the garage kasi nagbigay po kami ng tirahan ng aming mga tao. And then, only to find out 2 days ago, may 200 bus na pumasok po dyan. Now, we developed the route by, we spoke to the establishments along the route, we introduced ourselves. During the lockdown, we provided free shuttle service to the local government units in the hope of developing goodwill so that pag nag-lift ng quarantine, hopefully, with our good rapport with the local governments, they would help us market our services to their people. Okay. At yun ang namin, we were building our market, only to find out now that we will not be able to run the route. So at tanong ko nga sa FRB, I will not run the Cavite run because it's no longer viable. When you ask us to put 20 units there were no buses there. And now that you place buses there, saan nyo kami ilalagay? So dinalagay kami sa bundok. Okay. Sa bundok kami dinalagay.
Sa panig po naman ng drivers, ano naman ang problema? Anong sitwasyon ngayon ng drivers?
Yung mga drivers po natin na ngayon, namamalimos na kara.
Meron hong gano'n, no?
Sige pa. Sandali lang pa.
Sa modernized jeeps ho kasi, tama ho si Bert Suansing, no? Empleyado ho yan, so we handle them like employees, no? Fortunately for us, kasi modernized vehicles, during the lockdown, may mga shuttle contracts po yan. So tuloy-tuloy lang ho ang trabaho po nila, no? So naalagaan po sila in that sense, under the modernized program of government.
We'd like to hear from Mr. Valbuena, no? Mr. Valbuena, pakilarawan nyo nga sa amin ang sitwasyon ninyo ngayon.
Karamihan po sa mga drivers namin ngayon, galing po ng probinsya kasi yan, lumuwas dito para po mag-drive ng mga traditional jeepney at mga UB Express. Kadalasan po ngayon, halos makikita nyo sa kalsada, namamalimos na, kaawa-awa, wala ng dignidad yung ating mga drivers na minsan naghatid sa atin sa tagumpay kung nasaan tayo ngayon. Makikita mo po, kakaawa-awa, kung hindi po nangungutang, nakatira na lamang po doon sa loob ng kanilang jeepney, may naabutan pa po ako. Sa bubungan mismo ng jeepney, doon po natutulog yung buong pamilya. Dahil nga po napakainit po doon sa loob ngayon, dahil nga po yung panahon natin. Yan po ang sitwasyon po nila ngayon. Ang hinihiling lamang po natin, makabalik na po sa biyahe, dahil wala naman pong natatanggap na sapat na ayuda sa ating gobyerno kahit po sa lokal, yun po ang hinaing namin na hayaan na lang po kaming pumasada dahil sanay naman po ang mga super natin, ang mga Pilipino na maghanap buhay at magbanat ng buto. Ang nakakatakot po dito, doon sa route rationalization nila, katulad ng sinasabi ni Sir Vigor, dinidelay po nila ng dinidelay. And then, pagpapapasok po sila ng mga new players doon sa mga existing routes. Okay po sana yung PUB modernization kung new routes o developmental routes ang ibinibigay doon sa mga new players. Kung may existing routes po doon sa lugar, dapat hintayin kami na makapag-modernize. Ma'am Lucy, kung matatandaan natin ang Department Order 2017-011, inilabas lamang siya ng 2017. And then pinag-cooperative kami, pinag-corporation kami, fleet management. So, kailangan namin magpasa ng mga requirements. It takes time to para maging cooperative kami or corporation. And ang isa pong masakit pa dyan,
naman nila, Mars, ay 3 taon na raw, pero wala naman daw nangyari, napaka-konti daw nang nag-consolidate ng franchise. Tama ba yun?
mahigit kung titignan po natin yung data ng Office of the Transport Cooperative, mahigit po 1,400 po ang nag-consolidate. Konti pa po ba yan? Kung sa ruta natin, kung makikita mo doon sa nilabas sa NCR, 15 na routes, ibig sabihin 15 po na cooperatives, transport cooperatives. Compare mo doon sa 1,400 na nakapasa na existing na ngayon na cooperatives. Siyempre po ma'am, kaka-accredit mo lang sa loob ng isang taon na maging transport cooperative ka, siyempre wala ka pa pong budget, wala ka pang pondo. Sana naman bigyan kami ng pagkakataon na makaipon muna ng pondo at nang may maipakita din kami sa gobyerno o sa mga bangko na capable din kami magpatakbo ng mga modernized jeep. Ang hirap po kasi, ang kahirapan, minamadali po kaming masyado. Ano po ba ang hinahabol nila? Ano po ba ang hinahabol nila? Kami gusto rin namin po ng mga makabagong teknolohiya, makabagong sasakyan, makabagong mode of transport para naman po mas lalo kaming makapagserbisyo sa ating mga mananakay. Kaya lang po, wag naman sana kaming madaliin.
So anong gagawin ninyo? Gusto ninyo bumiyahe kayo gamit yung mga traditional? Ganon ba? I-postpone ang implementation? Ganon ba yun?
Tama po, Ma'am Lucy, kasi galing po tayo sa 3 buwan o mag-4 na buwan na lockdown na wala pong kita ang ating mga drivers at operators. Kailangan po makabangon muna tayo. Kailangan
Pero,
po makabangon muna tayo. Yes,
Mr. Kasi ganito po, yung intindi namin kanina kay Asek Suansing, yung 308 units sa kanilang ipapabiyahe na beginning today, at tapos yung second batch ata doon sa Wednesday, ito na yung optimal number. Kung magdadagdag man, hindi ganun kalaki ang idadagdag na bilang. So, lumalabas na parang more or less, yan na yun. Inaintindi namin kanina, parang yan na yun. Kung meron mang dadagdag, hindi ganun karaming dadagdag na. So, ang tanong doon, saan po kayo lulugar o saan kayo lalagay?
Sir Ed, ang total franchises ng Jeepney and UB Express sa NCR nasa 80,000. I-compare mo doon sa nilabas nila na 15 units, 15 routes times 15, so nasa 200 plus. So magdadagdag mo ulit sila the following day or sa 26, so magiging 400. Kung i-compare mo yung 80,000 doon sa sabihin na natin 1,500, sasapat po ba doon sa siniserbisyuhan nating mga ruta yan? Siguro kahit po elementary, kaya pong sagutin yun. Kulang na kulang po. At saan po nila dadalhin yung mga madi-display na mga driver at operator? At ano rin po yung mga pwede na lang
Actually,
itulong.
ang tanong ko rin, hindi lang driver operator, pati pasahero eh. Kakasya ba?
Tama po.
Masaservisyon ba yung mga
Lalo po
pasahero?
ngayon,
Merong
lalo po ngayon,
oras na wala namang laman ang mga PUV, ang mga jeep, no? So, meron lang mga window na talagang rush hour. So, kailangan yung araw ng fleet management. In short, kayo na ang magmamanage ng mga vehicles niyo. So, wag nyo raw sasabihin na yung 80,000 ay yun ang dapat nakatan. Sobrang araw. Sa number sila, 55,000 ngayon. So, sobra nga naman yun. Yun ang kanilang pananaw, no?
Ma'am Lucy, pwede po ako sumagot? Pwede po ako sumagot?
Oo.
Kung sobra po yung sasakyan, bakit po kahit nung panahon na bago pa mag-lockdown, bakit po marami tayong kababayan na stranded at gabing-gabi na umuuwi at maagang-maaga gumigising para makapasok po ng trabaho? Kung yun po ang sinasabi ni Ate Suansing na sapat po yung ating pampublikong transportasyon. Bakit po maraming stranded? Bakit po maraming hindi makasakay, hindi po makauwi ng maaga at hindi po makapasok ng tamang oras sa kanilang mga trabaho?
Attorney Vigor, anong punto niyo roon?
Well, number one po, no, we do not have the same passenger demand that we have now compared po bago mag-COVID-19. Nakita ho natin sa Cebu yan. Nung binuksan, nag-GCQ ang Cebu, pinalarga ho nila yung mga jeep doon at the number of passengers, iba kasi ho yung marami tayong kumpanya, nagsa-shuttle na po sila, no? Marami tayong kumpanya na work from home pa rin ho, no? So the demand will not be the same. Kahit tignan mo nyo yan sa mga terminal, Araneta Center, CITX, Divisoria, iba ang demand. So the number of vehicles required on the road will also definitely be less. Pero nakikita po natin dito, talagang aminin na natin, may mga jeep na hindi natatakbo. For instance, ang Antipolo, Cubao. 280 buses po ang ginagay nila ho dyan. No? So there is no more room for jeepneys to operate. Kasi yung sobra-sobra na rin po, yung buses na ginagay dyan is enough to meet demand for the meantime during this COVID-19 scenario. Yung dito po sa Commonwealth area, no? Ang pinasok ko nila dyan, 520 buses hanggat to Quezon Avenue. So lahat ng jeepney na galing Lagro, Fairview, Novaliches, na dumadaan po sa Commonwealth, kasama na UV Express, wala na hong lugar yan. Kaya pati kami, ang aming rota po, Lagro Cubao, pinutol na rin yung rota namin dahil prioritize talaga ang bus. And that's what they're doing in Cavite. They did the same thing also. As I said, no? Nagpasok sa 280 buses, wala nang jeep na tatakbo dyan. It's more than enough. Ang tanong nga, yung sinasabi ng kaibigan natin, no? Ano gagawin mo yun sa jeep? So, hindi na tatakbo. Diba? Doon sa mga doon sa mga group na nag-invest ng bagong sasakyan, paano nila babawiin ngayon ito? Paano sila tatakbo doon sa mga rotang yun? It's really a problem, no? If they want to prioritize buses, dapat maaga pa lang, pinano na yan. Kasi yung pagbibili ng sasakyan, hindi naman to last minute win, pinag-aaralan ng gusto yan. And if we start operating, under now we have a fleet management system, may GPS po yan, may Wi-Fi, kompleto po yan. Hindi yan basta-basta tatakbo. There is a dispatch model kasi we want to earn. We want to get the number of round trips. No? We have to optimize the trip. Hindi yata na iniisip yung mga detalye yun that we have to put together. So,
nakalimutot pala yung issue na yan talaga, no? Kailangan face-to-face consultation with mass.
Ang totoo dyan, I met with jeepney leaders, meeting po sila, no? Magko-consolidate ka ngayon. They're willing to consolidate, no doubt about it. Pero ang tanong nila, ang rota nila, say, Antipolo Cubao, ang rota bang ibibigay sa kanila pag nag-consolidate sila, may brand new unit sila, Antipolo Cubao rin? O puputulin yung kanilang rota? Kasi nga may bus na doon. Kasi kung puputulin nila yung rota, mag-iiba yung kanilang financial viability.
Siyempre.
So, yun ang agang ngayon ng mga grupo. Ang raming grupo that wants to comply with government. But government has to be clear anong rotang ibibigay sa kanila. Then if we are to use as a model kung yung nangyari sa amin ay gagamitin ng iba, hindi nila makukuha yung rota nila. Kahit mag-consolidate na sila ngayon, kahit may brand new vehicle na sila ngayon, hindi pa rin nila makukuha yung rota nila. Kung patuloy yung rota nila o ililipat sila sa ibang rota. And I don't think, I mean, at this time of COVID-19 and all, the mere fact that they are willing to modernize is already one step in the right direction. But now that you're cutting their livelihood, iniiksaan mo yung rota nila, the viability of putting brand new jeepneys on the road is now put in question. Kikita ba yan? Kung hindi kikita, walang bangko magpapautang.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Wow. It's mouthful.
Kung bibigyan po nila kami ng mga units ngayon doon sa mga ruta namin, ipapalit doon sa mga lumang jeepney, sa mga traditional jeepney, tatanggapin po namin yan. Di po ba? Wala po wala naman maibigay, wala din namang budget po ang DOTr para sa modernization ngayon. Wala pong nakalaan para doon sa modernization, tapos ginigipit kami ngayon. Saan po kami lulugar ngayon? Mas daig pa po nung pag-phase out sa amin kesa doon sa pandemic na nararanasan po namin ngayon. Dahil ito po ang siguradong papatay na sa aming hanap buhay at sigurado pong mas lalo pong gugutumin ang ating mga kasamahan sa hanap buhay ng pampublikong transportasyon. Sana po magkaroon naman ng konting puso. Wag naman po ngayon, napaka-untimely po. Napaka-untimely talaga.
Well, dasal na lang natin na maayos yung napakalalim na rift ninyo, no, or difference in approach with the government. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Mar Valbuena. And Attorney
Sir Mar Valbuena at Attorney Vigor Mendoza.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po for joining us. And that's our wrap for tonight. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. That will be all for this special edition of the Chiefs. We hope what was discussed here will keep the conversation going. I'm Edlinga of One News.
I'm Mami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez of News 5.
I'm Robbie Alampay and we are One News.